there's a lot of movies on the world ending. Why is it that people choose to write movies about things that don't necessarily exist, but they feel like should exist or are going to exist?
Movies are basically to share with people a creative vision of what you believe the world to be like, or what is a struggle that you want to bring forward to a conversation, right? It's no different than me writing a book, for example, on evolution. One could say some other people have done their own version of what evolution looks like. We can look at the movie Westworld. It's like, that's the future of what AI is going to do to people. Like we have
they have this imagination that's so out there.
But I don't think it's crazy,
where they have to turn it into a movie.
But I don't think it's crazy imagination. Some movies are basically a portrayal of what's happening now. And some movies are what I call an exaggeration of what should be happening.
Right.
For example, we know that it's very possible that a meteorite or a comet hits Earth. Obviously, you can play off of that in a movie and say, if it did happen, what would occur? How would it turn out?
Right.
What would happen? From that, you basically have a creative element, a dramatic version of what could happen, right?
So, but I think that's what art kind of is. It's very...
Well, it's creativity. That's why I say...
It's dramatic. But why... How come the world isn't as dramatic as artists see it?
Art isn't always dramatic.
No, not
art
all.
Sometimes is very
simple.
reflective.
Yeah.
Like, look at cars the same way. Cars are designed. Some cars are very subtle. You see a car and you're like, it's beautiful, clean and classy. They're not like crazy in your face. And then a Lamborghini is like, whoa, this is crazy. It's like way out there in design, right? One of the things that I always say about movies and about books and like even drawings, photography, or anything, one of the key things is to evoke a feeling.
Right.
At the end of the day, every movie, just like every photo, is meant to represent something.
Yeah.
And what I'm saying is the intent of the creation matters more. Because whenever you have someone that is a fantastic artist, is when what they are attempting to depict is understood by the audience without a word. Meaning, you take a photograph, you hope that an emotion expands from that photograph, or you create a movie and you say, I hope people see PJ in this light, because that's what I've attempted to do here in this video.
Yeah.
But if your audience does not take that and say, you're portraying PJ this way, and that's exactly what I'm feeling as I'm watching this video, then you have become very good at your art. Right. Versus someone who's drawing a weird photo, right? And then people look at it and they're like, what am I looking at? It's like, oh, that's corn. Yeah, I get like it's maybe meaningful to you, but like, why am I paying attention to that?
Yeah.
And I think if you look at even like artists like Alec Monopoly, we've talked about this before, but it's relatable. That's why it's successful.
Sure. Yeah.
It's relatable. So people will go, I've seen that character. I've grown up with this. Or these are where my aspirations, Mm-hmm. So I think of that as very much the intent, the expression, right? And when I look at certain other people that attempt to be artists because they want to be photographers, well, that's a skill. That's a trade. It's not artistry. Because there are people who take photos with a vision. Right? And there are people who take a photo and they believe that their specific photography comes down to their Photoshop skills, etc. Versus you take a photo and you've already predetermined with your eye what that photo looks like as you're taking it. You're like, I can really visualize, because your eyes connect a level. There's a wavelength to what you see that the average person doesn't see, right? So when you capture a photo, you go, that's not what I saw. Here's what I need to readjust to give people that vision. Yeah. And that's what occurs, right? That is the power. It is a very powerful concept, because it's this eye for design, which is this need, the intent behind the photo.
Right.
And what I'm saying is, you're not taking photos because you got a camera and you know what, you wanted to make a buck, so you start taking some photos. You basically share your view of the world with people through every photo and video you create. Right. And there are people who do not do that.